Hey guys, it's Arx here and welcome back to my channel. It's been a while and life kind of caught up with me, but we are back with another keyboard review and we are finally back at it again with reviewing another compact 1800. Today, let's take a look and listen at the Blade 101 by Mechlands. A quick disclaimer that the board was sent over by Mechlands for review, but I wasn't paid to make the video, and of course, I'll give you guys my honest and unbiased opinion about the board. I'll place all of their links on my description down below. So today we are taking a look at the Blade 101 from Mechlands. If you remember, they first came out with the Blade 75, which was their entry-level custom full CNC keyboard that I made a review about. It has a simple and clean design and was kinda easy to recommend for beginners as it's only sitting at $100 price range, and it was a solid balance between affordability and a custom keyboard feel. Now with the Blade 101, this time they're going in with a compact full size or what's often called an 1800 layout. So you're still getting all the keys of a traditional full-size board, the function row, the numpad, and the navigation cluster, but more on a tighter and more space-saving layout. I would say it's a pretty niche layout for people who want full functionality without the extra bulk of a full size. So the board costs around $109 and it's still a full-size aluminum or a full aluminum with a tri-mode PCB and still pre-built, so let's get into it. First, the unboxing, we get a pretty nice packaging with a very solid design. Inside we'll get the manual, and as always, I recommend reading the manual for a faster setup. So we have the accessories like the USB cable, the switch and kick-up puller, and some extra switches. So taking a closer look at the board itself, so it comes in with two color options, a black and green and the blue colorway, which we have one right now. Right away, it does feel hefty as it is an 1800 layout, and as for the finishing, it's using a spray painted coating. Honestly, I am not a fan of spray painted finish, but seeing it in person, kinda actually pulled it off. It doesn't look rough, and it even has a subtle glitter effect that gives the board a bit more of a character. It also doesn't look grainy, and to my surprise, it has a very smooth texture to it, and I would say for its price point, it has a solid finish as I've seen some worse iteration of a spray painted coating. Now for the design, it's very simple. The corners are nicely rounded and the bezels are fairly balanced, not too thick and not too thin. Now on the top left corner, there are these three lines with a see-through RGB. Now I don't know the correlation of this to the design or with Mechlands, but I digress. Now for the side profile, it has that very classic wedge look. And flipping the board over, this is what I liked. It has a very large mirror weight and a bold Mechland logo. Personally, I am not a fan of big brandings, but I do appreciate their personal touch that they went for. Now, the only thing I don't like about the design is the port placement. The USB port is stuck on the far left corner together with the dongle compartments and toggle switch, which just feels a little inconvenient if you're going your USB cable all the way to the left. USB port should be in the middle. So for its pre-built options, it has an ASA double shot PBT keycaps. I am also not a fan of this profile, but the quality is nice. It even has a nice rough texture. Now switches included are the Mechlands Verdant linear switch. I would say it's a very basic linear, but a medium feel with a 42 gram actuation and a 50 gram bottom out force. Now default plate that you're getting is a PC plate, and stubs are pre-lube and it is plate mounted. And I think that's all you need to know about the Blade 101. Let's get into the Soundtest, and on the Soundtest, we'll be using the stock switches, and I'll add some tactile switch for a quick sound comparison. If you want to hear my full thoughts and opinion about the board, feel free to check the timestamps, and also please remember, sound and experience, it will always vary depending on how you build your board. So please do enjoy the Soundtest on the Blade 101 by Mechlands. And that was the Soundtest on the Blade 101. Please do let me know on what you think about them on the comment section down below. Let's have some quick discussions. Let's now talk about my full overall thoughts and opinion about the board. Honestly, at $109, I think the Blade 101 is fairly priced for today's standards. Like, sure, some boards at this price range now offers a quick assembly feature, maybe the QMK and VIA compatibility, or a slightly better keycap set and a better finishing, but here you're still getting a solid CNC build and a compact 1800 layout that's great for productivity, and a tri-mode PCB as well. Personally, since I work in sales, having the numpad is quite a huge help for my daily task. Now, I wouldn't call this the best carry to the office or functionality that you can carry around since the board is on the heavier side, but if you plan to leave it at your desk, it makes a lot of sense. Now, for the feel of the board, it's quite decent and about as normal as you'd expect from a gasket mounted build. There's a nice bounce and flex in the middle, so it's not too stiff and it's not too bouncy, so you get a balanced typing feel with a soft bottom out from the PC plate. Now, don't expect anything new or mind-blowing in terms of the feel, but out of the box without tweaking it, it does have a nice give and feel when typing. Now, on the side profile or sound profile, it leans toward a deeper and more muted profile thanks to the internal foams to avoid hollowness and kinda gives off a clean, thocky or deeper tone. It's not the loudest or most unique sound signature, but it sounds full and not dull, and since the foam kit sets a solid baseline, it still adapts well if you swap in different switches. So overall, I think the Blade 101 is a board that knows what it's aiming for. It's not trying to be the most feature-packed or experimental option keyboard in the market. Instead, it offers a sturdy build, refined acoustics, and a highly practical layout at a fair price in my opinion. I do recommend it for newcomers looking in for a quote-unquote one-and-done keyboard that's reliable out of the box, as well as to anyone who wants to experience a CNC keyboard without overspending. So if you value build quality and productivity above chasing the latest trends, I have to say they miss one, which including the VIA and QMK compatibility for easier tweaking of keys, and I think that's the only thing that I would recommend to them. So I would only say get this if you are really in need of a compact sized board for more functionality on your desk, as it doesn't break the bank and it's also nice for beginners. And that's it for the video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed the review on the Blade 101. If you do, please don't forget to like the video, share if you want, and of course subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys on the next review. Peace.